Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to unbox and take a look at a board that I want to use for my water cooling wall system, and I will give you some reasons why I picked this board over another board that I have that I'm not going to show you right now because that's in another video. So guys, we're going to look at the B450i, and this is the AORUS Pro Wi-Fi. You guys all know I'm a big fan of the AORUS line, and this is no different for me. What a beautiful little ITX board. So let's just get right to unboxing it, taking a look at what's inside, and what do you get, and what are the features of the board. And I'll tell you why I chose this board, for example, over a 520i AC. That's another video. So before we get to the board, of course, we're going to see what it comes with. Back plate, pretty typical. Although most back plates now are actually built into the boards. On this model, where it's an ITX, I guess it wasn't on this one. There's your extra screws, or screws for screw down for your M.2. Just your SATA cables. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna. Ooh, another metal badge. I love metal badges. Manual. Always good to have for reference. And of course, the CD that we pretty much don't use anymore. But there are some good apps on there that might want to be used. Although, after installing them, you might as well have just went to the website, downloaded the newest one anyway. Now this is also the board, of course, that I chose for my wall mount build. So we're getting around to that. So let's take a look at what we have. Okay, so we're greeted right away with a gorgeous looking little board, of course. I just love the shaving, the trim, the aluminum. Just gorgeous. I love that AORUS logo. Hopefully the camera's getting it decent. So automatically we have, like any ITX board, you're going to have two memory slots, DDR4. This has a reinforced PCIe slot. Now on a ITX, of course, there's only one, unless of course you're like Linus and you get that special dual splitter one. 4 SATA. Of course, here's your motherboard headers. This is the RGB, USB 3. Now, one thing I noticed on this, there is no USB 3.1 that I noticed, or the Type C, I should say. It does have two native 3.1s right here. 2 HDMI if you're going to use an onboard, like a 3200G or a 3400G, and DisplayPort. You have 3.0s for Gigabit network from Intel, and the Wi-Fi is from Intel, and it's called a Wave 2. Apparently it's a lot faster. Now I have a 520i board that I was going to use, and then it turns out the internet, everything on this is better. Bluetooth 5.0 on the newer board, weird enough, 4.2 or 4 point whatever it is. So I just thought that was kind of odd. You have your high-end capacitors, of course, like any Gigabyte product nowadays, or pretty much anybody's board. Your 4 or 8-pin power connector for your power supply to power up your CPU and your PCIe slots. Your VRM covered by a really nice, really big, beautiful heatsink. Love that shaved look. I'm just in love with this silverish aluminum look. Now there's no lighting on this board other than there's these little diodes right here. That is your light on this board. So the light happens to come from behind. There is no second M.2 on this board like some of the really high-end ones. You just have the one here, which I'm cool with. I'm just going to put a 512 in there, and that's big enough. It's just my movie slash comm gaming computer. So this gaming done on this will be mostly like a Bluetooth controller. It'll be like my racing games, that kind of stuff. And then my hard gaming will be on my game room computer one. So good looking board. All the features you need basically for Anything, unless of course you wanted USB-C in a tiny board, then this board is not the one for you. But other than that, this does have everything that you're looking for, including being Bluetooth 5.0, which is going to be very important for me because most of the stuff I'm going to be doing on this is completely Bluetooth, as even sound for like headphones or whatever. I'm not going to be doing anything plugged in, as this is going to be pretty much wireless on the wall and everything's going to be hidden. So that is a quick overview of the B450i AORUS Pro Wi-Fi. Just an absolute beautiful board. Just a quick overview. So if you're looking to buy something nice, there's still some of these out there. I will be doing the 520i just to show you guys in a very near future as a newer board. But keep in mind, boards like that require specific CPUs, and I'll explain that in that video. So this will support Ryzen 3, 2, and 1 all the way through. So this is a multi-board for you moving forward. I just thought that was a really good idea. Now that we know what's in the box, why did I pick the B450i AORUS Pro Wi-Fi over the A520AC? Well, numerous reasons. One, this is in a showpiece, and this showpiece needs to light up. The AORUS board has some nice features light-wise and digital ports that I needed to do the job and get the job done. Also, this board allowed me to run my 2600. As you know, the 5 series boards up, all these new 520s and 550s are 3000 series and up. I'm running a 2600 in the wall unit computer. Why? I don't need bigger. It is going to be medium gaming. My main gaming is on my big gamer in my game room, or my office, I should say, and there's no need of it. So no need to be chewing out the money. $200 processor versus whatever processor. Anyway, the bottom line is that is one reason. Bluetooth 5.0 was very important because I'm going to be using this mainly for... Okay, so this water-cooled computer is overkill. I did not need this. It is my first time doing it. I had to do it. And you're going to get a sneak peek of it. And then there's a video coming real soon about that water-cooled computer. And boy, is it... Yeah, I'm excited. So, the bottom line is, this computer is going to literally be used for video. Yeah, me watching Netflix, Amazon Prime, that kind of stuff. Just saying, wow, what a waste of money. And you're right, it probably is a big waste of money, but it's mine. And I wanted to build my first water-cooled system. True custom water-cooled. And that is why I picked this board. This board gives me the features to do the Bluetooth gamepad. So a Microsoft gamepad hooked up to it on Bluetooth 5.0 is definitely going to have a lot less latency. And for games that I want to use for, such as, let's say, Streets of Rage 4, beat 'em ups, side scrollers, racing, and flying games, I would use on my gamepad. Any first-person shooters and that kind of thing, I'm a keyboard mouse guy. I'm old. So that would be done in my game office, my computer gaming area. So this is the sit back, couch, play, gamepad computer. So it still had to have a little bit of horsepower, but not much. So we'll get into that in another video and what's under the hood in that and why I did what I did. But that's why the B450i AORUS Pro Wi-Fi board was picked. One, mainly because of the Wi-Fi. Two, mainly because of the RGB that's on the board, and you'll see why. Other than that, the other board would have been perfectly fine. I just needed something to be a little bit more of a showboat, and it does an amazing job. So guys, without further ado, let's see that board running so you guys could say, hey, I did an open box, but you got to see it go. Because a lot of people, when I do an open box, especially on a motherboard, there's a video later on about it running. This time, you'll get to see it running now. I hope you like this. There's a video coming definitely for the water-cooled computer, everything about it, what's in it, what is the horsepower, what is everything going on, what components were used, and I'll have links down below of everything in that build. So if you guys want to build something a little bit more on the cheap, you can do so as well. So anyway guys, till next time, it is game over.